Have you ever wanted to create a client reward program that doesn't require a separate referral tracking software and stays in sync with your HubSpot environment? In addition, do you want your referrer to see his or her referrals real time without a separate login? In this video, I'll demonstrate my referral and reward program. Hi, I'm Ryan Schweihart, founder of Whole Heart Impact, where I help organizations do more of what they love and less of what they don't, leveraging HubSpot and Zapier. In today's Winsight, or Whole Heart Insight, I'm going to show you how I created a referral and reward program leveraging HubSpot, Basecamp, Tremendous, and Zapier. We leverage Basecamp so our referrer knows the status of their referral real time, but you could select any software that allows for sharing of a public link. Tremendous is a free solution that allows for customization of the reward send. This video is just going to be a demonstration of the end result. In a separate video, I'll walk through how I did it, so subscribe to be notified when that's posted. If you don't care how I did it and want me to set the system up for you, introduce yourself using the link nearby. So let's dive in. The first place we're going to start is with my client map. And basically, this is just an overview of how clients could interact with my organization. Our objective at Whole Heart Impact is to take our clients' operations that may be in a state of chaos and complexity into a state of order and simplicity. So one of the pieces that we're going to dive into today is my referral and reward program that I call Introductions or Whole Heart Introductions. So it's this piece in the overall process map. So if I zoom in here, to click on this, it'll take me into a deeper dive of this overall process or workflow. The colors and shapes are keyed here. So the green indicates more of a start point of the process. The yellow diamond indicates where a decision or some pathing occurs. The double rectangles with a transparent kind of background indicates where an automation is occurring. This may be within Zapier or HubSpot. The gray indicates where a user is taking action. In our case, everything's going to be happening in HubSpot. And then there's the red that indicates the end of the overall process or the workflow. So we'll start with the green colors here. There's a couple ways that a person could submit a introduction. Basically, it's just a HubSpot form. There's two different forms. One if they're referring another organization, which is linked here. And then if they're referring themselves, then they would fill out this form. One quick aside is that you'll see that there's underlines kind of throughout this process. And so that takes me to the place that that asset or whatever lives. And so it's one, easy for updating, and then two, easy to get to any sort of troubleshooting and that type of thing. So back on the start, I've got a CTA banner kind of throughout my website that essentially links to the Wintroduction webpage. So let's hop into that Wintroduction webpage. This is the background, again, linked to it for convenience and quick access to updating. But a user would be in more of this view here on the actual page itself. And they have the option to refer another organization or refer their own organization. In our example today, we're going to go ahead and refer an organization. So we'll click on this form here. And we're actually going to put in a contact that's already in there to give a flavor of someone that's submitting or submitting multiple referrals. So we'll go through that process. So technically testing referrer is already in our HubSpot environment, but we are going to be referring another referee. And we'll put in and we'll do awesome test org. They help their clients and they are facing too much city client operations. Go ahead and submit that. Give that a second to process and let all the automations run. So while that's running, I'll go ahead and pull up HubSpot. Okay, so here we are in HubSpot. Let's go ahead and refresh the page. We have testing referrer who's already in HubSpot, and then we have another referee that came in and was added to HubSpot, associated to testing referrer automatically. We have a referrer and referee association label here that gets automatically applied, and it's appropriately designated. It's also kind of a two-sided association label. And so whenever we're looking at it from testing referrer's perspective, we can see that another referee was a referee. If we hop into another referee's contact record page, we can see that it's associated to testing referrer, and then that referrer association label is applied. So basically what has happened, we already have the kind of public tracker that we're sharing with testing referrer set up in Basecamp. If this was the first time that this was coming through, there would be a task that was generated, and it would ask us to go ahead and generate that public link, put it back into HubSpot, and so that way, as email sends occur, it will automatically send that public link to the referrer in this case. So we're all good and set up as we want within HubSpot here. So let's hop back over into our workflow. Basically, this kind of area here, we went down the other referrer path. It initiated the Zap to create the HubSpot record, make the association, generate the progress tracker in Basecamp for the referral tracking, and yeah, all those things. Now we're at this point to go ahead and update the lead stage in HubSpot to connected. So basically, another referee is the person that was referred to us. This is a person we want to reach out to and try to engage a longer term commitment with. So essentially, what's going to need to occur at that point is we need to go ahead and add a lead. And so we'll need to go ahead and apply a contact owner. At that point, we can add a lead. We've got another referee. We may want to go ahead and put in the year and month. That's good enough for now. And then the thing that's going to trigger this setup is us moving it to connected. So let's go ahead and do that. Actually, before I do that, let's hop over into Basecamp and take a look at the current progress tracker, and we'll go from there. So in the background, we have a property that's set up to go ahead and keep track of the Wintroduction. So we've got the Wintroduction tracker link. Let's click on that, see what it looks like. So we have our progress trackers for testing referrer, and in our case, we have one that we need to go ahead and delete. So this one, 14218. So let's go ahead and delete this one because this was one for older from testing. But basically testing referrer is our contact that's making the referrals. And in this case, we have two referrals that are being tracked. Another referee is the one that we just created. So if we're in here, we can see that the introduction has been received. We have not connected or engaged in a trial with another referee, and we're also not working together long-term quite yet. The thing we're going to test now is go ahead and update that lead stage to connected, and that's going to update this, this progress tracker here. So let's hop back into HubSpot. We've got our lead stage here on the right. Let's go ahead and toggle that to connected, and the automation will run. So basically, we've updated lead stage in HubSpot to connected. The Zap will update the Basecamp progress tracker and send an email notification to the referrer, the person that made the referral. So let's see if the progress tracker has been updated. There we go. Refresh the page, and it's been updated to connected. I'll pull up the email and show you. So here's the email that was sent to our referrer. In this case, it was me. So it says, introduction update. We connected with another referee, the person that they referred, and we also have a name replace on their first name. So there's been an update to your introduction progress tracker. We connected with another referee. Go here to view your progress tracker as well as any other introductions you submitted. So if I click on this, it's going to take them to all their progress trackers. This is what it looks like from their perspective. They can see that they've got referee test, that basically everything went through on that one, and then they have another referee that's been connected with, and we're waiting to see if we engage in a trial and move forward that way. So let's continue on with that path. Basically, what we're going to do is create a deal and associate it to the referee, the person that was referred, and we're going to put it in the deal stage, a certain deal stage. So if we come back to another referee, let's go ahead and say that they are interested in our case. That's going to create a deal. So the first stage is the Wintensive, which is also the deal stage. That's going to trigger the update that we're engaged in a trial. So that's all we need from that perspective. We'll go ahead and create the record, the deal record, maybe. Perfect. So while that runs, essentially it's going to be updating this to engaged in trial, and it's going to send another introduction update email. All right, so I went ahead and pulled up the email. It says, hi, testing, there's been an update to your introduction progress tracker. We are engaged in a trial, aka intensive with another referee. Go here to check out your progress tracker. So let's click on the link. We can see that engaged in trial for another referee has been checked off. Cruising right along, and we have basically we're waiting to see when the deal stage goes to implementation, which is a longer term engagement that I have with clients. So there's a couple stages or a stage in between that's like finalizing details, signing contract. If it lands in there, great. It's not going to do anything for their progress tracker piece per se. And so let's go ahead and go over to the deal stage. I guess we can update it from here. Let's go ahead and update the deal stage to implementation. Here we have the opportunity to put in how much of a reward we want to send to the referrer. And I've got a limit on here of nothing more than $500. It's just me, so I don't really have to worry about that. But if you have multiple people in your organization, this can help just make sure that they're not exceeding some sort of previous budget. So we'll put in 0, which actually is not going to send the tremendous reward. It's not going to send an email update per se, but I'll pull up the tremendous piece here in just a second. Let's go ahead and see that their progress tracker gets updated. So basically it's going to say working together long term. We're also going to delete the did not work out task or to do here. And the referral thank you would get checked off as well if the tremendous reward got sent, but that's not going to occur in this situation because we input 0 for the reward amount. So let's go ahead and refresh this and see if it'll update. So this one takes a little bit longer to potentially update, up to 2 minutes based on the deal stage update. So we'll give it just a second to finish running. But the other thing that we can test in the meantime is if there's a name update to the referrer or the referee, it's going to automatically update the names and stuff within Basecamp for the progress trackers. So let's go ahead and demonstrate that. Let's do another referee, Junior. So this is Junior here. And so let's go ahead and give that a second to run. That one should be more immediate to go through the update there, but let's refresh. Again, we're looking to see that did not work out, got deleted, and then working together long term got checked off. So that occurred, and then another referee junior should come in any second. Okay, refresh the page, and the name is automatically updated. So that's pretty much it as far as the overall flow and process. Again, if there is another referral that our original referrer makes, then it would come in here. All this is automatically tracked here. And let me pull up Tremendous and show you what that would look like as an example. Okay, so here is the Tremendous email that would get sent automatically. Again, it's based on, the amount is based on whatever gets input into HubSpot. So that gets passed here, as well as it's pulling in the information as far as names and organizations from HubSpot. And so it's going to populate that information automatically. And then you get to select what kind of reward you want to send them, whether it's a Visa gift card or an Amazon gift card or a donation to charity. And you can make, multiple options there. So whenever they go to redeem it, then they can select how they want to receive their reward and go about it that way. So that is pretty much it, I believe. Just as a recap, we started with basically a HubSpot form that was accessed via a web page in HubSpot, and we went ahead and submitted that form. As things happened in HubSpot, it automatically updated the public, the progress tracker that's viewable by the person that made the referral. And everything's happening real time, staying in sync, including things like the name of either the referrer or the person that was referred. And yeah, the payouts essentially occur automatically, and you could report on things within HubSpot in a separate video or maybe even multiple videos, depending on what it looks like. I'll dive in how I put all this together so that you can take and implement it if you want, or if you need help implementing any of this. That's what I do. That's what I'm here for. I'd love for you to test out the introduction by either introducing yourself or another organization, and we can continue conversations to understand where you may need help, where I may be able to help, whether we're a good fit for each other, and go from there. So we'll wrap it up. Bye for now.